Good afternoon guys, it's Adam here at Reef Lounge Aquatics TV, here at the store in Ballymount, Dublin. Today we're talking about a super simple freshwater aquascape using epiphytes, lovely green plants, a nice simple way to get some beautiful life, colour, natural plants into your aquarium that anybody can achieve without a lot of effort, without a lot of work and without a lot of complexity of growing a lot of plants in your aquarium. So come along, I'll show you how we put it all together. Okay guys, here's the table that we're going to use to make this little aquascape to go into our freshwater aquarium today. And here's all the stuff that we're going to need. Let me take you through this briefly. So I've already made up a bit of a hardscape. This we fixed together with cyanoacrylate glue. It's essentially super glue. Just make sure that you're using cyanoacrylate. Essentially means that it's aquasafe, that you can put it in water, that's going to cure underwater. It's not going to have any problem. There's lots of different types of super glues available. Cyanoacrylate is the one to use there. We're going to be using cyanoacrylate glue to fix our plants as well. We've a few plants that we're going to use today. We have a Java fern. Very, very common in the hobby. Lots of people love Java fern. It looks great, nice and bushy. Pretty easy to keep as well. And then I've got two pots here of Anubias, different Anubias species. We've got an Anubias mini and an Anubias nano. It's a very small little scape here. So I don't want plants that are too big. We don't want plants with great big leaves. We don't want plants that are going to be growing off the scape too much. We want to keep everything nice and close. We've got some aquascaping scissors here. I've got some curved and I've got some straight, just so we can trim our plants and all of that kind of stuff. And then I have a little pot here of Java moss. This is grown in our plant bay. So we can use a little bit of Java moss just to add some accents and to add some detail to our scape here. I've also got some blue roll. You guys can use kitchen towel just to take a bit of water off the plants and a little bit of water off the roots before we use glue to fix them onto our aquascape. Okay, so this is the glue that we're going to be using. Cyanoacrylate, beta, aquascaping glue. This is good for freshwater, for marines, all of that kind of stuff. All of these things are available in store and also on our website as well. We're going to be using this glue to fix our plants onto our hardscape. So, why are we using these types of plants and why does this make for a nice easy aquascape? Well, as I said before in the introduction, these plants are what's known as epiphytes. Epiphytes do not need substrate in order to grow, and what I mean by that is they don't need to be planted in any kind of soil or gravel base. The great thing about that is that we don't have to worry about the nutrient content of the soil and of the substrate. We don't need to worry about replenishing it with root tabs. We don't need to worry about what we're using for the plants to be able to root and to be able to get their nutrients from the soil, because these plants don't need it. Epiphytes, they can attach to rocks, they can attach to wood. It's how they grow naturally, and they can take all of the nutrients that they need from the water column. So when we're using epiphyte plants, all we need is a liquid plant fertilizer, which we can dose into the water of our aquarium, and we know that our plants are getting everything that we need. Of course they need light, of course they need an element of being able of CO2 nutrients in the system generally, but they don't need substrate and we don't need to worry about it, so we can carefree aquarium, nice, simple, put together beautifully, and we know that our plants are going to do well. Okay guys, so let's make a start on this aquascape. I'm going to start by preparing the plants, and I'm going to prepare all of the plants in advance so that I know what I've got to work with. Single pots here. These are the Aquadip 4cm pots. That pretty much all of the plants that we sell in the store are this style of plant. There's generally more than one stem or more than one part of the plant in here, so we're not going to be looking to just plant these plants or mount these plants as singles. We're going to be looking to break them up a bit and be able to use them a little bit more. So first of all, we're going to just squeeze a bit of water out of the rock wool, which allows us to remove the plants. We're looking to take them out of the pots without damaging the roots as much as it's possible to do. And then what we're looking to do is to just remove this rock wool. Okay, so the rock wool, this is what the plants are grown in, this is what they're held in. It's this kind of foamy type material that they're in, and what we're looking to do is to just remove as much of it from around the base of the plant as possible. Are we going to get every single bit? No, most likely not, but we're looking to take off as much as possible. So that's quite a lot of that rock wool away. And now we can see here that we've got quite a long root structure to this plant. So I'm able to break this one. It's a Java fern, so we can be a little bit rough with it and we know that it's going to be fine. Once we break it, that opens it up a little bit more rock wool to remove here, a let's get as much of it out of the way as we can. Not only does it look unsightly when we actually plant our plants, oh, there's a nice little tiny bit there, see, little couple of leaves that have come away. We can use that somewhere on our scape, no doubt. So we're just taking the rock wool away, getting these as clean as we possibly can, protecting our roots, trying not to break the roots as much as we can. So there's one, and then there's a second one there, and then we've got a lovely third patch of our Java fern there as well. So there we go, that's our Java fern. I'll speed up the process, I won't make you listen to me talk while I'm preparing all of these plants. Let's get them all prepared and ready, and then we'll start to do our scape. Okay guys, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what we've got here now. Clear some of the debris out of the way, clear our plant labels out of the way, but we'll keep hold of those for later so we know what species we're using. Okay, so we've a couple of nanas there, a couple of sprouts of our mini, a couple of good Java ferns, and then in this little pot here we've our Java moss. Like I said, this grew before. This is nice and easy to get ready, so all I really need to do is to just dry a little bit of this off. So Java moss, you'll see how this grows. It's a nice green wispy moss, again beautiful for attaching straight onto rocks and hardscapes. So all I'm going to do is turn that over into a piece of kitchen towel, blue roll there, and that's going to be nice and ready to use there. Okay, so now we can start with our scape and actually start to place some of these plants onto our scape. And like I say, this is going to be a very simple process. Let's just zoom that in there a little bit so you guys can see what's going on a little bit better. So this is going to be a nice simple process of fixing our plants onto our scape, and really here the possibilities are endless. There's absolutely any way that we can do this. Really is up to your own imagination. So my Java fern are my bigger ones, so I'm going to start by using these. Now I think these are going to perch nicely behind the scape, kind of coming out. I think that kind of looks quite nice there. Again, quite large, but that's okay. The way I'm going to do this is with blobs of glue. So I've got my cyanoacrylate glue here, my aquascaping glue, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to be mindful of where it's going to go. That's going to sit in there. So in here, I'm going to put a good blob of glue onto my scape on that side, good blob of glue onto my scape on the other side, and I'm just going to slot that plant into there, making sure it makes good contact and looks pretty natural. That looks pretty good to me. So there's our first plant planted. So we can carry on the process from there really. That one might look quite nice in there. There's a nice little natural kind of gap in the rock there where we can put that. So all I've got to do again here is put a nice line of our cyanoacrylate gel around there. Just going to push that in again, make sure it makes good contact, hold that one in place for a few seconds so it stays still. And there we go, that's 2 plants already mounted. Now obviously the glue's going to take a little while to dry, but there's 2 of our plants already in place there on our little scape. Okay, so I'm going to do the same as before. I'm just going to speed up the camera a little bit. I'm going to get the rest of these plants planted, have a little look at tidying them up, all of that kind of stuff, so that you don't have to watch the whole thing in real time. And I'll come back to you when we've a little bit more of a scape done. Okay guys, so there's our little planted scape. We've put our main plants on there now, and if I said that this is a quick and easy process, I'd really be exaggerating. It's incredibly quick and incredibly easy. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with my Java moss just to add in a few little accents and details here and there. Trim everything down, make it all look lovely and beautiful and ready to go, and then that'll be our little scape ready to pop in the tank. Once I have this done, I'll do some proper pictures for you so that you can see how it all looks, and we'll get it into a tank as soon as the glue's dry so we can have a proper look at how it's going to look with a few fish swimming around it as well. So a little bit of Java moss to add. When we're adding Java moss, the best thing I can say to you at this stage is make sure that you're using quite dense little clumps. It's very tempting to use little wispy bits. It generally doesn't look better. Remember that all of these things are going to grow in. So everything's going to adhere to the rock, everything's going to stick. Your Java moss is lovely. You can use it to hide details like roots and things like that. It's just going to add a very natural, lifelike touch to your aquarium. There would be mosses in the wild. I'm going to put a little bit down here, so I'm just going to put a relatively small bit of glue there, and I'm going to put a nice blob of Java moss right on there. I'm not using too much glue when it comes to my Java moss. I don't want the glue to be squidging through and getting on all of the plant. I really just want the glue to be holding the plant in place for long enough for it to adhere itself. So we'll put another little bit on here. And remember, all of this I can trim with scissors afterwards, using very small little bits of moss here just to add some accent around the top of this rock. It's all starting to come together very nicely, if I do say so. Take that out. So little bits of moss around there. So I'm just going to go through as I did before, put a few more details in, put a bit of moss in here, there and everywhere, and then we'll come back to you and we'll have a look at how it looks when it's done. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that. Just a little bit of an aquascaping demo there of what you can do with one piece of bogwood, 3 rocks, 3 potted plants, and a little bit of moss and super glue. A nice natural addition to any freshwater aquarium, bringing natural plants into your tank at home.